up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
I am literally jumping out of my seat, bouncing off the wall with the lineup that we have today. Before I tell you who our first hero is, later on in the show, we've got the CEO of, a $1 billion enterprise company, Epicor. Later on, we're going to be having the CEO of Punch Bowl, which is a huge announcement that he's going to be making on our radio show. And we've got a affluent lifestyle magazine that's rolling out that, wait till you hear, he is the son of a famous MLB baseball player. So it's just, the lineup is off the hook. But the next guest, listen, if there's anybody you would want to hang out who you call like the man's man, the guy who you just want to just chill with, is our next hero. He started his first company as a professional skateboarder at the age of 19 years old. He created branded shows on TV. He's the founder of Dyrdek Machine, and you could reach him at dyrdekmachine.com. That's DYRDEK machine.com. And his company, we're going to talk about his company, but Rob, you've created a number of new ventures and stuff. So many that it would take hours to just go through everything, but tell us some of the most exciting ones that you're working on now.
For me, I'm doing a big luxury brand called 333. It's just a beautiful business, great economics, targeted audience, high margin, a high-performance nutrition brand called Momentous, basically tackling the premium product space and nutrition, launching a plant-based product snack food company called Outstanding Foods, where it's meatless snacks. Our first chip line is Pig Out. Launched an over-the-top, all-live professional skateboarding platform called ETN a couple months ago, and a couple liquors, including Black Feather Whiskey that just hit the stores last month. So I got a lot. I got about 12 new big companies coming out this year alone since I launched the venture business, and really it's just about working with great entrepreneurs and helping them build their business.
Well, Rob, how do you keep track of all this stuff? I mean, first of all, you've had a huge successful career. Your shows on TV have been major hits, have had long-standing on there. But how do you manage all of these businesses? I mean, most people, it's hard enough for them to manage one.
For me, it's really about finding that perfect partner and then helping them fill in all the holes that they need, right? Like most creative entrepreneurs need the operational and financial support, right? The really smart financial, operational-minded guys need that creative and brand support. And really what I do is try to help create a very thorough, scalable foundation and then allow them to go and run their business and just help advise. That's what really allows me to scale, is rather than trying to operate any of these businesses, I help basically architect them and then just advise and let these great entrepreneurs go fight the fight to make them successful.
And we're talking with Rob Dyrdek of DyrdekMachine.com. And, of course, you can go to Eliances.com, and we'll have the link provided to his website and, of course, the recording of this interview, because Rob is the man. He's done so many things. I mean, Rob, how old are you now? I mean, it's just like you've lived how many lives have you already lived?
Look, I am 43 years old, and I have significantly lived a pure 4 lives, it's almost like every decade becomes, if my 20s was a professional athlete and early entrepreneur, then my 30s was like television and entrepreneurialism, and now in my 40s, it's just basically taking all that was learned over those first 20 years and turning it into a single business.
So my son and I have watched your show Ridiculousness, Fantasy Factory, Rob and Big, and so many of your other shows. But I have to ask you something. He wanted me to ask you this as I was leaving this morning about Fantasy Factory, because we were watching some of the videos online, is what's one of the most fun things or most crazy things that you had done on the Fantasy Factory?
I mean, look, I have a highlight reel that I'll never forget. I mean, from getting attacked by the shark in the Bahamas to breaking the world record for jumping a car backwards 90 feet, or flipping the car, barrel rolling the car for a Super Bowl commercial. I even got attacked by a tiger. I've done musicals to open for Blink 182, to just such an array of insane things, that it's a great thing to always look back on what I was able to create out of there.
Rob, what I want to understand though is that all these new things and everything that you've done, you really hadn't done before. It's not like someone held your hand through the process and stuff. How did you go about learning things and continue to learn in so many different industries and being so successful at it?
I think it's really getting an understanding of what the end game is for whatever it is that you want to do, and then building the steps backwards. Then you kind of are learning in chunks, and some chunks are more general, some chunks are more specific, but at the end of the day, you're still using sort of the fundamental principles of whatever it is to achieve anything, and applying it to all the same no matter what the choice that you decide to choose, whether that's flipping a car or starting a business, whether that's in a consumable product, whether that's in a piece of technology. There's sort of these fundamental principles that apply to all aspects of it.
And we're talking with Rob Dyrdek of DyrdekMachine.com, and this is David Kogan of the Eliances Hero Show, the place where entrepreneurs align. Make sure you go to our website, Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, where many entrepreneurs come. We have many different community things going on. You may even have possibly the chance maybe to meet Rob in person at one of our many experiences. So, Rob, what does it mean, though, to be a pure-blood do-or-dyer?
At the end of the day, I'm looking for that type of mentality, the type of mentality that is, at its core, passionately compelled, right? Where your fuel and your fire and your motivation comes from this being the way that you are. No other way, and then we look for that relentlessly consistent person that you can rely on and build trust with, and who's profoundly grounded. It's like who is honestly brilliant in the sense that they understand what they're best at and where they need to fill in the holes. And at the end of the day, it's that grit and determination and unwavering self-belief that makes anything that you want to come alive, and so trying to find people that are very much just like me in spirit and sort of core values is what I seek out in being an entrepreneur. And I call that a do-or-die individual, because creating anything in business, a great plan is just the beginning. You got to have a great plan to have a great path, but you're going to be making a million micro decisions and micro failures along the way, hoping to avoid the big failures to get you to your end goal of success.
So if someone's making a pitch to you and they go to DyrdekMachine.com, that's DYRDEK machine.com, because you've built, invest, and advise so many different companies. I got a list here. I mean, it's pages long and stuff. What specifically would they want to be able to present to you to even have a shot for you to even look at it? Because you must get a gazillion requests.
Yeah, and look, they're pretty easy to filter for me. It's like your best shot is the idea of being a category expert, right? Where you know a certain industry so well that the actual opportunity in it has presented itself through your experience. So, in the most part, you're a creative individual that sees a great opportunity in this white space that for a new product or idea, and you need the operational and financial support. And then I look for operators that have great manufacturing and distribution and infrastructure that see an opportunity with a product that are looking for someone to help turn that into a brand, So it really ends up being very specific in the type of ideas that are interesting to me, and it's white space and the clear path to profitability and sustainability is what I chase.
Rob, we've got a little less than a minute left here, and you've got a young son. You're bringing him up, growing. I mean, you want him to be successful. You want him to follow the right path. What are two secrets that you would share with him that you would say, you know what, in life, these are the two things you have got to follow to be able to be on the right path? What would those be?
Number one, you have to master how to predict the future. And you do that by learning how to set and achieve goals. Because a goal is basically predicting an outcome. The plan you build, you predicted the future by achieving it. And you learn that small and grow that over time. That's where the scalability of your success comes from. And then number two, you're not chasing happiness in life, you're chasing energy. You know, as long as you are trying to do everything around you gives you energy and doesn't drain energy from you, that's where you're ultimately going to find pure happiness, because happiness is a very dynamic thing that has many levels to it, but at the center of all of happiness is living in the energy.
Well, Rob, you definitely know how to predict the future and an expert at chasing energy. You're a machine. Your company, Dyrdek, is building brands, and you personally renowned storyteller, entrepreneur, venture capitalist, pop culture personality, and so much more. That's a hero. Rob Dyrdek can be reached at Dyrdekmachine.com. And when we come back, we're going to have the CEO of a billion-dollar enterprise resource system, Epicor, David Kogan with Eliances.